Okay, so today's magic beans are two of my favorite cousins, and I'm doing them together today because they're sisters. They're my cousins, Heather and Sandy. So Heather, Sandy, and I didn't grow up anywhere near each other. They grew up way up north in Hay River with their family, and I was in Manning with my family. So they might have been closer to us than some of our family that lived way down south. But because neither of our families had a lot of money, we didn't actually get to see each other all that often because it was really expensive to be traveling back and forth between the two towns. So Sandy and I were always a little closer when we were kids because we were closer in age than Heather and I were. And Heather and Terry were always a little closer. But as we grew older, and after Heather moved to Grand Prairie, her and I became closer because we started hanging out more. We started to realize that we actually had a lot in common. We had a lot to talk about. And so now I'm probably just as close to Heather as I ever was to Sandy. And so the two of them now are two of my best friends. I truly admire both Heather and Sandy. They're both single moms, and they do everything that they can for their children. These children don't lack for love by any means. Their children are so loved. These two women are such an inspiration to me. They have been through a lot of hard times in their life. They've had to deal with a lot of stuff, and yet they are two of the most loving, wonderful, and joyous women I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. So Heather and Sandy, I want you to know just how much I admire you both. I think you're both amazing women. You're both very hardworking. You're both so loving. And I am so lucky to have you in my life. Both of our families used to have a lot of fun together. I think Sandy and Heather might agree when I say that when they came up to Manning, when they would come to the farm, some of their best memories are playing kick the can with us. And not just kick the can. It was kick the can in the dark. Because when you were at the Michaud household, you didn't play kick the can outside in the daylight. No, you played kick the can in the dark. Because it was far more challenging than playing it in the sun. And a heck of a lot more fun in the dark as well. So some of my best times as a kid was hanging out with Heather and Sandy and their two brothers, Eric and Jimmy. The 8 of us used to have so much fun together. We were always so lucky that Aunt Marcy's mom lived down in Edmonton because it meant that when Aunt Marcy went to go visit Aunt Margaret, we got to see the Cowgers because they would always stop by on their way through. Either they were stopping by on their way down or they stopped by on the way back up. And if we were really lucky, they stopped by both times. So now that we're all adults, Heather and Sandy are two of my closest friends. They are two of my favorite people, and I can't wait to see them both again. I was able to see Heather at Christmas time, and maybe next time I'll make it up north to see Sandy up in Hay River. And if not Sandy, I really do hope we get to see each other soon because I really do miss you. You're so much fun. So these two ladies are two of the strongest women I have ever met. I am so fortunate that they are in my life. I'm so fortunate that they are my family. I love you both, and I can't wait to see you again. So thank you for joining me today. You all take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.